Morning, everybody. 8:25 a.m., October 7th. Got some big news in 5 minutes. Got non-farm payrolls and unemployment coming up. Very big news. Should move the market. The only way maybe it doesn't is if it's expected exactly the numbers that are there. Really quickly, you can go over what the markets are doing overnight. Let's look at that. Let's see. We got crude, and that's not what I wanted to do. All right, so we got crude is just going nuts. Up 1.54%. The Russell up 0.35. Silver's up. Dow's up. Bitcoin's up 0.17. We got the ES up 0.12. Ethereum's down 0.07. 30 years being sold. NQ down. That's interesting. Big divergence with the NQ, down 0.14. The dollar's down. Gold is down. The VIX is down. Natural gas is down. Interesting. And as far as the Fangman stocks, the main stocks, Meta is the strong one. And again, all of this doesn't mean much within 3 minutes. So just off the bat, Meta, Morgan Stanley, Netflix, Tesla, not real strength. We got the oil stocks, obviously strong. Roblox is weak. Story of the day is the weakness in semiconductors, which is Nvidia and AMD. When AMD gave a bad guidance, said that there's a weak demand in the PC market, which is now AMD is down 5%, Nvidia is down 3%. I'm sure Qualcomm down here is down 0.57%. Roblox is down, and the weakest sector is semis and tech. Strongest is energy and financials, but like I said, these numbers that are coming out in 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna go right into the market profile, because that's really what we're going to be looking at here when these numbers come out. Yes, we're kind of in a balance. Not kind of, we are. Waiting for these numbers. So we got our highs here. We got our lows here. And we're going to break probably. We're going to break. Could bring it down. Let's bring this down a little bit. I'm going to open this up to show every 30-minute bar when this news comes out. Just give me 1 sec here. We're expecting unemployment to be at 3.7% and non-farm employment to add 248,000. So that's what we're looking at here. Just give me 1 second while I Alright, what do we have here? Boom. We're pushing lower. do we got here? I have my Benzinga up. I'm trying to see. Let's see. I just have to go to the calendar. Unemployment. Unemployment was 3.5 versus 3.7 expected. That's actually good. That's softening in the labor market. Non-farm payrolls added to, oh no, added 263,000 versus 250 expected. That's not good. So you have unemployment that came in. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is bad. Unemployment's bad as well. We expected 3.7. We got 3.5. That's still a strong unemployment number. That's actually, you need it to be higher. So both numbers are bad for the market. Both numbers are bad. Wow. All right. So let's see how this market reacts. It's definitely definitely bearish now. I'm gonna open this up here. So we're down to 337.20. Now let's look at some levels here. This hit a demand zone here. Okay. So we needed that unemployment number to be above 3.7. And we shouldn't have added those jobs. So I'm going to switch over here to some key levels we're going to go through. Give me one sec while I just switch. Okay. So we got a demand zone here that we just hit. Okay. This gap here has not been filled. Now, it just got filled right now, hence why we got a bounce. But you don't count a gap being filled in overnight pre-market activity. That doesn't count. But that's where it went. So now we're getting a bounce. Okay. Now key level support here is 3,700 in the ES. And then 3686. Okay, so we have to see if these hold. We also just broke a trend line. Okay. So these levels here, 3760 was resistance overnight. That got cracked, which I expected. This 3735, which is a key support from yesterday, that got blown out. As well as this 3717 just got blown out. All expected with this news. We actually came up into this supply zone here, found sellers. Okay. So we got a supply zone that we found sellers. We have a demand zone that we found buyers. We have a gap. The bottom of the gap acted as support. Okay. So we're right in the middle now. As we're looking at that, I can pull up to see where we are in the daily, right? Let me do that really quickly. All right, so this is ES futures daily chart. Okay, so this is going to show what's actually happening now. Okay, and as you can see, this right here is the 20-day simple moving average, has been resistance. This right here is the 8 EMA and the daily. I have them both 8 EMA, 9 EMA. It's going to show the same thing. Okay, that it's kind of sitting on right now. And this is the tops. Okay, I would say this is the area. Okay, this is not good for the markets. This could give us either a higher low from here today, or this is just a way to break these lows and go lower, because this is not good yet. This is not a good thing for the market. So that 20 moving average was resistance 2 days, okay, in the futures, and right now the 8 EMA daily is acting as resistance. This is just not good, obviously, for the markets. So let's go back to the 60-minute futures chart, the 1 hour. Go back to that, see where we're at. See, this is now we're going back down. And now the TNX is up 1.57%. The dollar is back up. Okay. We can see let's see what we got here. We can see how this market dynamic has changed now. TNX is up. Crude obviously still going higher. The dollar is up. Okay. Now everything's red. Everything's red. The Nasdaq's down 1.26%. ES down 0.8. This is just not good for the market. Okay. Not a good sign at all. Go back to this Okay. See, we're starting to push down now. Could switch over to this market profile. You can see both markets. Price is right here right now. Price is right here in the NASDAQ. So personally, I'm looking to set up some shorts for the market open. So both the NASDAQ still had a little bit of the gap. It went below that. ES went through the gap, but now we're pushing up. This definitely might, we'll probably most likely visit these lows. We could look at a little bit of a longer perspective chart. Just to see where we're at in the big picture in the ES. Let's look at this here. Price is 37.22. It's right here. Okay. Monthly VWAP right here. Now, what do I talk about, right? High volume nodes. So you see this big volume spike out here? That's where we just were. Okay. That's where we just were, right? So moves happen from balance. Okay. 37.94 is the most traded price of this month and of the week. Okay. So we are going to most likely go down to here. There's some volume here, right? Now the most traded price of last week was 36.52 down here. If we keep moving, that's probably the destination. 36.52. We'll probably slow it down a little bit there before we make a move. And this kind of lines up with the previous low, okay? But I think we should probably go here. 36.52. Let's look at the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ also, look at this volume in the profile. Okay, we were just here. Price is now at 11,367 right here. Okay, if we break out of this balance, now this is a little different in NASDAQ. We are already at the most traded price of last week right now. See this? We're already here. So the NASDAQ could just go to the lows. It's a little different. NASDAQ is weaker. And you can see the little bitty bit of volume down here. Okay. Very skinny. Not a lot of volume down here. So what that means, right? So this should act as a little bit of support, but with this news, if we cut through that, we're probably going to revisit these lows. Little bonus here. Let's look at the Russell. So the Russell, you can see the profile is different, right, in the Russell. So we had these highs the Russell couldn't break out of. The most traded price of the week and the month is 1758, right here. Price is at 1738. So look at these lows just got broken. Okay, where do you think we're going in the Russell? Here's the most traded price of last week, 1669. Most likely destination is here, where this little volume is here. We haven't broke the lows in the Russell yet. We haven't made new lows yet. So very interesting, right? Let's take a look at the profile we're looking at right now here. All right, see, we're getting weaker. See, now we're here. Price is right here. Okay. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to put this up a little bit so everybody can see where we're at. This is the gap that we didn't fill. Right here. This is the gap. Okay. Price now is at the bottom of the gap. So, but we're gapping down. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but we're gapping down and we're below a previous gap. So that gap pretty much is going to stay there if we don't move higher, right? And you can see not a lot of volume here. Okay. But the most traded price of the month is 3670 right here. 3670. Like I was saying in the other chart, I just represents it in a different way here. We could go here today. Okay. And either we bounce a little and bounce off, or if we break that, we're going lower. Okay. So there's just a lot of different ways that you can look at the market, but they show you the same thing. So in the NASDAQ, now in the NASDAQ, it's a little different, right? It is below the most traded price of the month right now. Price is right here at 113.40. Okay. So we're below the most traded price of the month. Now on the RTH, I know, remember I track 24 hours and I track the real trading time hours. So if you notice, if I go to just RTH, which is just 9:30 to 4:15, actually the the most traded price of the week and the month became equal at 116. And now we're below that. We're down here. Okay. Price is at, where are we at? NQ 113.33. We're right in here now. Obviously, it's not showing it because it's overnight. It's only RTH, but that's big. That we're now under here. Okay. But then when we go to the extended trading hours, which is almost 24 hours, that shows you the overnight activity. That's why we see price here. Okay. So now we're below the most traded price of the month for both the RTH and extended hours. We're in this demand zone. But again, I can't stress this enough to everybody. Value is all up here. So picture longs, or people trade at the most prices up here. And now look at the volume down on the side, right? Very thin. There's not a lot of support here. We're falling. As I'm speaking, we're falling. There's not a lot of support, guys, down here. Nasdaq is 2%. It's down 2% right now and falling. There's just not a lot of support that's going to hold up that market. I mean, you can see it in the profile alone. Just looking at the profile, there's not much support here. So this is doing what I expected to do. Take us down. It's doing exactly what I expected it to do. Let's see what the Nasdaq here, right? Yeah, not much support. Remember what I said, 36.92. Most likely a destination for the ES, right? Right here. 36.92. Price is here. I'm giving you all a bunch of charts today. We could even look at the futures again. The daily, look at that. Okay. This was October 4th. We're almost to the lows of October 4th. We're working our way down. Nasdaq got a little pop. So it was just down 2%, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, this is just bearish for the market. This is another look. Let's get rid of this. Some of these. I don't need to see some of these levels here. I don't need to see that either. Let's get rid of some of these, just so you guys can see it clearer. Okay. Most traded price of the month right here. This is just in TOS, so it's not as exact as my Ninja Trader. It's just showing you on a different platform. This is the ES, the most traded price of last week, right? Most likely destination. Break it, probably test these lows, right? You can look at the Nasdaq. See, this is like exactly what I'm saying. So right now we're right at the most traded price of the month. Right now. This is the most traded price of last week. We're heading towards it, which is right here. And then we just have lows here with not much support. You can see now how I look at the market in many different ways, many different charts. Give me the same information, gives me confluence. Okay. Let's look at the, this is the NASDAQ. Okay, the NASDAQ, 10-4 approaching the lows. Just like I showed you in the ES. Now we can go back. I just look at the hourly, the candlesticks of the hourly chart. See where we're at here. Okay, see we're getting a bounce. Now we just bounced off this key level, 3,700. You can see literally bounced to the tick to this level. So these, that's crazy how these levels play out, right? It's crazy. So we're getting a little bounce. So now that buyers are coming in here, right? You're going to want to look to these levels, 37.17, and if we make it to 37.35, they're probably short. Because now these buyers are going to think they're buying here, and this level now is going to become key support to break it. If we break it, next up is 36.86, okay? And if we break that, 36.60, then there's 36.60, there is not much support down to 36.14. Okay, not much support at all. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Let's look at this NASDAQ, right? So, key levels here. Pretty crazy. We came all the way up here, all the way down here in this hourly candle. Okay, so these little levels were broken. Now look where we came. We came right up to yesterday's most traded price. Right, that's this little pink box. That's where we found sellers. Okay, we found buyers in this demand zone. In this demand zone. Okay, that's what we're doing right now. There's a gap. There's a little gap that was right here. We're below that. We're playing around with it now. Okay, there was also this key support right here that was broken, 113.75. Okay, also 113.44 was broke, but now it's above it. Okay, so the next key support is 112.85. Okay, you can see clear support here. This level is the level that if we come back down to it, there is not much support. There's just not. Look, it's kind of meteoric. You don't have two-way trade going like this. Okay, it's just straight up. That's not going to have much support there. So if we break this 112.85 level, we could be seeing 118, 111.80, okay? But ultimately probably down to this demand zone here with the 110.34 support. Now let's see, we just opened up, that's 9 o'clock probably, yeah. There's the 9 o'clock bar starting. So we have to see. So I'm gonna leave everybody. Um, hopefully in these charts that I wanted to show you. So once again, 112.85 is our support level. If that breaks, we're going lower to 111.80. Okay. I'm focused on the lower numbers because this is just a bearish. Um, it's just a bearish news. Okay. Now focused resistance level. Okay, would be, obviously if we come all the way up here, then that'd be a little shocking. But I would say look under right here, this level, this 114.65. If we can actually come up here, it's probably shortable. Okay. Okay, the ES. Let's go back to the ES. The ES. Okay. Remember again, huge level in the ES, 3700, 3686. These two get taken out, we're going down to 3660. Okay. So level to watch on the above. If we get up there, 3735, that was key support, right? That could turn into resistance right here if we pop up here, which is also the top of the gap, the old gap. That's probably shortable. Okay. First target would probably be this gap, and then next target would be 37. We break that, 3686. We break that, we're going to 3660. This news is very bearish. Okay. We needed to see the job market tighten. It didn't. It still didn't. That means more Fed rate hikes. That's what this just means. Longer rate hikes. This doesn't show a Fed pivot. And we're starting to fall again. See? So I'm going to go. Hopefully, you guys got the levels from me, got some of what my game plan might be. And I'm going to start putting together some options plays to see what we got going. Now, the only thing I want to look at before I let you guys go is one little thing here. Is, I believe, I'm just looking at next week, and I'll bring you to what I'm looking at. I'm looking at next week. What's on our what's it's on the docket here? We have PPI on Wednesday, CPI on Thursday. Whew. PPI on Wednesday, CPI on Thursday. Another big market movers. Okay. It's interesting because I usually thought the CPI comes out before the PPI, but in this case it's reversed. So those are market movers, Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So what that's going to make me do in my options plays is I might only look for expiries for Monday, because that's going to make the market move again, right? If those numbers come in hot again, wow, if we don't make new lows from now till then, we're going to definitely make new lows. But if they're good, then we could that could push the market up into the Santa Claus rally into the end of the year. So very interesting. I just wanted to see so CPI and PPI are next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. So keep that in mind. And I'm gonna leave you guys now. I'm gonna go set up some trades, and plan for the day. Um, hope hope you enjoyed this content, and it's pretty fun to do instead of just sitting there and do the same thing every day. And I wish everybody has a good trading day today. Stay green. And are we off Monday? I believe the market's closed on Monday for Columbus Day. I think. I have to look into that. I'm pretty sure we have a 3 day weekend. But anyway, if we do, have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Get a little break from trading, and we'll come back on Tuesday. I just want to make sure that I'm pretty sure we are off, but no, I got to make sure of that. All right. I'll see you guys.